So we live. Let's get right to it. I was asking
everybody on the check-in, man. Pardon the delay and technical difficulties. We live and direct. Word to the Illmatic plaque in the back of me.
I see.
That's Lord Professor's plaque from Illmatic, man. He let me, you know what I mean, we rock with it, and I just touched that shit. Before I make beats and shit, I just touched that shit, close my eyes, man. That's real. Tap in, you know.
That's big. That's real.
Yo, must be working. Let's get right into it. How'd you get into hip hop? And I asked that because you wear many hats. Like, you know, you do production, you MC, you an editor, you do visual direction. So you got your hand in a lot of different things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say the what was the question?
How'd you find your way into hip hop?
Damn, that's a good question. 1984. I know I'm saying, my mom took me to see Beach Street when I was 3 years old or 4 years old.
Wow.
On in the village. You know what I'm saying? I think the theater was on West 8th Street. Because when I got older, when I started going to the village, I remember the theater. And then when I came home, son, that shit changed my life. I started breakdancing. I thought I was Lee. From Beach Street. Like, I started putting fake dog chains on. I was breakdancing. My mother bought me the soundtrack. But on top of that, Gary Bartz is a legendary jazz musician. And one day I woke up and this nigga's at my house. I didn't know who he was. Right? So he's living at my house. My mom's that's her friend. So his son, Farid, he came and started living with us, and he had all types of hip hop. And he used to play Run DMC a lot. And you know, Run DMC's from Hollis in my hood. So I won't say Run DMC is my first introduction, but Run DMC is my first introduction. Then my cousin, he's in Georgia now. God bless my uncle that just passed away this week. I went to bury him this weekend. His father, my cousin, he lived in Flatbush, and he was older than me. When I used to go to the crib, I think he had mad records. But I'm talking about, like, this was single era. Like, he had TFO, pop. He had pop art, like pop art shit. He had the Houdini Ecstasy Escape album with the niggas with the jet. He had the Biz Marquee with the black and white stripe record with the referee shit. Him and MC Shan. He had all of them shits. Prism. Big Daddy came when he was on Prism and shit. Even niggas like Yellow Man, bro. So I was sitting in that nigga crib and just listening to the shit all day while he gone. And he was a graffiti artist. So he had black books and he would draw characters with Pumas on them and sunglasses. Like, ill shit, son.
Yeah,
so while he was gone, I was just sitting in there soaking all that shit up. And he had video music box tapes for hours. And we're going to get to that later because that's what leads me down to Ralph later on the line. You know what I'm saying? So that's like my first introduction. And just being from the hood and Hollis, hearing that shit out the window. Like, I'm literally an 80s baby. I was born in 81. So that was the music coming out. And if it wasn't the music, niggas was breakdancing to Lisa and Coke Jam and Kama Camellia. Niggas was breakdancing to Boy George, my nigga.
Straight paper, son. 80s music was groove music. It didn't really matter what you were listening to. It always had a vibe. It always had a groove. I remember listening to Pat Benatar after listening to Run DMC.
That's a fact.
It was just a different vibe, son.
It was a vibe. I don't know if y'all remember Last Dragon.
Oh,
when the niggas was breakdancing in the movie theater, before Show Enough stomped on the thing, they was breakdancing to rock and roll or some funk shit. I don't know. Remember they was like doing this and there was some funk music coming. Like, see,
Yo, Nez,
that's my introduction though, for real. Like,
Yo, Nez, I thought I was one of the few people who actually appreciated the B Street soundtrack because you know it was my shit on there. The Cindy Mizell joint. This could be the night.
Oh, nigga,
this could be
the night.
Nigga, I'm so ill to B Street that I made a beat. I remade. Hold on. I remade Into the Night.
Wow. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I'm in tune with that shit crazy. Like I even made nostalgic merch. I made a B Street collection. Like I had B Street logo on polos and hoodies and tees and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how much I pay homage to it. So I met Mr. Wave one time.
I met Mr. Wave. I know Mr. Wave.
I went crazy on that nigga. So I was like, yo, His name is Tony Waverly on Facebook.
Yeah.
I went crazy on that nigga. So I took a picture with him. I saw Lee. That nigga Robert Taylor. I saw Lee at the Zulu Nation anniversary years ago. And I'm friends with the nigga. His name is Leon. He was the dude that played the manager. He's like, Kenny. You out of pocket, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wave is cool. Your Wave still could dance too. Wave still get it in.
He is ill, and I think he's working on some documentaries and shit like that. So
nice.
Yeah,
I'm into like not only rap. I'm just a b-boy, bro. 5 elements.
Talk
I'm
about
a 5 element nigga.
Talk about it. Bro.
That's what niggas forget about. Like, rapping is cool, but you know what I mean. The other elements is part of the whole shit. That's why I dropped a new song called B-Boy, because when I made the beat, I just wanted to flip like a Bob James. I wanted to do Peter Piper, like Run DMC, but I flipped it.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to cut your wisdom, Lord. That beat, and I'm glad you brought up that beat. That B-Boy joint, it got the perfect bounce, yo.
Thank you, man.
It got the rhythm. Like, I was listening. I was like, what he said, it sparked me like a light bulb. I could see clearly. It's 2000 or something.
You better talk to Siri.
There's something different about that, and
so it's like I'm adding an old school element and incorporating recent times and shit, so it's still modern, but it's still what we're doing.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Can we get back, or can the music? Because music is genre like we got this, we got drill, we got that, but there was a place in music and hip hop where lessons was given. But bro was dropping science, high science, bro.
Peace to the 5% nation.
Peace to 5% the nation. And here we are. We got books and information about Moors and a lot of different things are starting to surface. Can we get that? Can we get that God hop, that hip hop back?
Well, it's funny that you said that because I don't broadcast it, but my name is my name is Nez Bay. I'm a Bay. You know what I'm saying? I got my attribute a while ago, but I don't broadcast it because it's nothing to broadcast. It's just for my photography.
Right.
So I incorporate the teachings of Noble Drew Ali into my music here and there. So I'm kind of like a forefront, but what I'm doing is I'm not, with all due respect, I'm not coming with no garbs or no turbans or anything like that, because that's the garment. But I'm coming as me. Yeah, as a b-boy, I'm trying to relate to the people, so I don't scare them, because I can still teach them the same lessons by looking like them. And they said, for the prophets, you got to blend in with the people.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So to add on though, I think it's a 20, 30 year generational thing where in the streets, the knowledge and wisdom and the knowledge itself, the teachings and the lessons has been disregarded. And the youngins, my age, I'm 41, my era kind of failed because they trying to be young and keep up with the youngins. So the older ones was building with us and we got to see them, but my era wasn't really waving the flag like that. So by that not happening, the younger homies under us seen that and they just started creating the shit, which was the drill culture and all the other, I call them sub-genres of hip hop, because there's no way in hell you could sing on the song and just sing and all this shit and then call it rap, because you're not rapping.
You're not rapping, right?
You can make words rhyme together and put them in melodic form, but rapping is a skill and it's about flows and cadences and all that. So it's an art. So the new shit is taken from rap and it's taken from R&B, and like I would say Juice WRLDs and all these RIP to him, all these dudes with the melodic shit. And it's a sound, it's a frequency that they give them, but they're not really rapping. Yeah. So I can't really even call it rap. And they get categorized and all that, but that's like a subgenre.
Right,
of rap.
Subgenre,
so rap got subgenres now, which is like
that's what I'm saying.
Even with drill, right? Drill, they taking 90s shit. Shout out to my little homie Sonny Bin Laden from my hood. He started that, as far as from what I've seen. He started sampling 90s hip hop, like Outkast. Outkast and R&B, any type of fire shit, and putting them in drill. And then the kids from the Bronx took it and ran with it. So it's funny that they're incorporating the sonic as far as sampling and all that, but the messages that they're talking about in the song, they don't know how to make music. No. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm not taking it from them. They're doing a style which is new and it's modern, because our grandparents and our fathers like, yo, that shit, what the fuck is that? We like, nigga, this that shit. So I'm never the old, like, yo, that shit is horrible, because I like it. I listen to it. This is what's going on. But they don't have nobody they didn't have nobody to look up to or be in the studio for 3-4 years before they actually got their first recording. They just jumped on the computer at their crib. And they don't have no engineers really or no real producers. They just get beats and they rap, but they don't have an actual producer sitting here like, yo, rap like this, flow like this on that one. And that's the difference. A lot of these artists are not developed. They're just viral sensations because they got a nice joint and a nice song and a movement. But when you put them niggas on stage, they lip syncing.
Yo,
they look scared like Ice Spice. Right? I mean, because Ice Spice, God bless the little, they put on Rolling Loud. She ain't know what to do.
Yeah, I saw that. Yo, isn't it crazy though? To now, like it's like how history repeats itself. Like, yo, we was listening to records and our parents was like, yo, that's such and such original. And now I'm listening to the points and I hear them sampling Mary J. You Are Everything.
Tony Braxton, all of that.
But see, and the reason why that You Are My Everything hit because I'm a producer too. I've been around in the industry. There's a format of an old dude at a record store told me this years ago. He said, "You guys are crazy. You want to make a hit, you have to sample a remake or remake a hit." I'll give you the illest example now down the line. Lauryn Hill did "Killing Me Softly" on the Fugees album, and she sold 20 million records.
Yep.
All the other songs was popping, but she did "Killing Me Softly" over. Nigga Nas did Curtis Blow mixed with Houdini.
Mm-hmm.
That's his biggest record to this day.
If I Rule the World, yeah.
When Earth and Ashanti came together, they did Biggie over, and they took Jay-Z "Can I Live" over and all that. They took familiar songs and they did it and they enhanced it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of doing that now with a few artists that I'm working with because I know that formula work. So I'm taking familiar shit and I'm juicing it up. You know what I mean? That's some New Jack Swing 2000 shit, but that's like a whole nother level. But that's a key to making a hit. You can make an original hit, but if you look back in the test of time, that's why B Love hit. He's like, they didn't care what he was saying. It was like, the girls knew that You're My Everything shit, and that's all they give a fuck about. So it's the art of making music is different because it's like a science because you know what I mean. We do the traditional way, but that other shit, these young homies is catching on and it's working for them. So you know what I mean. I don't knock it, but I'm just breaking down the spectrum of how we started. The foundation now is sub-genres and shit. Yeah. And if you see the BET Awards, poor Pete Rock, he in the front, he trying to listen to Gorilla. She was like, F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. That nigga Pete Rock was like this. He was trying, son. He was trying. That's my nigga. I love you, Pete. But I was watching that shit on BT Awards, and I was like, yo, it's the culture's crazy. You got Pete Rock and the Loud Records niggas doing their tribute, then you got Gorilla, you got ESTG, Kodak. What the fuck is going on, son? A lot of niggas there is confused, but they there, so they trying to like soak in all this shit. So I think I'm a gap bridger. I'm trying to take the young niggas next year for the 50th anniversary. I got a few people at the labels and shit. I'm gonna take their artists and mix them with the OGs.
That's hot.
You know what I mean? My man Muhammad, a Zulu warrior. He one of the head of the Zulu security. He owns the name Hip Hop 50th. So I'm trying to see how I can collaborate him and do some big events across the world and take the young niggas and you know what I mean? Yeah. And guess what? They open to it. I saw Lil Uzi at the Grammys one time in Madison Square Garden, like 2017. I went. My brother's a Grammy member. He's like a treasurer now. He was a governor in California. So I had this kid I got signed in Atlantic named Nucci from DC. Check him out, Nucci. He's a problem. He's from the DC. He comes from the Oi Boys family. Thorough niggas from Barry Farms. I went out to DC, nigga. I was like, I'm with the right people, son. Damn. You know, we walked through stadium, my nigga. They shouted the whole team out, nigga. We had bought all that. Niggas was moving out our way. Niggas was coming up to the table shaking hands. I'm like, oh, I'm with some real niggas. So free my nigga Booby, man. Booby's from DC. He's in the feds right now. That's Nucci's father. He's an original Oi boy. So the Oi Boys was a movement out of Southeast DC, the Barry Farms homes, which is demolished, I think, right now. And they had DC popping on some real street shit. And relate. Michael Beasley's related to them. I stayed at Michael Beasley's house fucking with the niggas when he was playing for the Knicks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, some niggas smoking weed, eating tacos with a chef. This is crazy, son. Wow. But anyway, I took Nucci to the Grammys, and we bumped into Little Uzi Vert. This is like when he first, like 2 years when he popped. I said, yo, come here, little nigga. I said, yo, I fuck with you, bro. I like you, my nigga. Like, I don't know what it was. He was like, really? But long story short, I told Uzi that we fuck with him, meaning I'm the OGs. And he was like, yo, son, that's all I ever wanted, bro. That's when I knew right there, we not gonna talk at y'all niggas, man, because y'all don't like that. Yeah. I ain't like when older niggas was talking at me. Get the fuck out my face with that shit, nigga. But if you talk to me, I'm gonna listen. Yeah. So I'm more like I'm a gap bridger. I ain't see Uzi in a minute, but I got his number. I ain't holler at him or whatever. But I just know that some of these young homies is willing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And shout out to Rich the Kid. He DM'd Lost Professor like 3 years ago. Like, yo, big homie, I want to work. Well, I don't know what to do with this nigga. Like, he was confused. I was like, nigga, you better get $100,000 off that little nigga. I'm playing, throwing all that money, but you know what I mean? They reaching out. It's just like they don't got no direction and they don't got no elders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So and they need that back, and that's what I mean. Like people are bridging the gap. Older brothers are talking to younger artists. What the hell that academic ass nigga was talking about, bro?
It's like what you said, that a lot of older cats be coming at the young cats like, okay, I'm the OG.
You definitely have that.
Yeah, instead of trying to just talk to them, it's easier to give somebody some kind of knowledge when you're speaking to them as opposed to basically telling them they don't know what the hell they doing. Right. You need to listen to me. So, listen, we were talking about how technology and different things changed, like how people record and the sounds and even the music itself. Like when you first started, I'm sure it was different. You incorporate more technology now than when you first started. You still on an MPC or you a digital man?
It's funny that you said that because I started on some dinosaur shit, bro. Like I remember, shout out to Raw Breed, man. That's the first group that gave me an opportunity in the game. They come up under Trev Love from Ultramagnetics. They was signed to Warner Bros. I was on their album, and when we was recording, these niggas had reel to reel.
We're just talking about that.
So I went from the evolution of reel to reels from ADAT. After that, I was doing 8-track tapes, 8-track mini Tascam shit. And we went to ADAT and then the Pro Tools evolution. So the digital era, the audio, the analog era was very different from this new era because you had to be very mindful, skillful, mathematically, and really you don't have that much shit. You can't cheat like the Pro Tools. So instead of doing one hook and then doubling it and placing them on each verse, you have to do the hook 3 times. Then you have to sound like the exact joint and make it should sound right. And then they will cut the tapes and all that. So I would say making the music now is much more easy. That's why everybody does it. But the old school way to me, I think is just more traditional is better because the vibe was different. Everybody was in the studio together. Niggas was 30 niggas in the studio. The sessions were better. It was more energy. Now it's like sending this vocal over here, send that, and it's still cool. Even though you have
loving this.
Rob, you have Pro Tools sessions. The vibe is there. So.
It's supposed to be done in unison, man, with a collaboration of minds, and that vibration rises. So when you're in the same, when you're in the same space, and y'all vibrating off of one another, the music always sounds better. Now, taking nothing away for you emailers. Don't hate me, yo. I'm just saying.
Send me a verse.
You know what I'm talking about,
right? I want to sit next to you.
Chemistry.
Absolutely.
So look, to add on, when I was coming up with my homies, we was trying to outright each other. Meaning, if we sitting down together and we all writing, we was sharp. That's why Wu-Tang was sharp and everybody, because we sitting down trying to outburst each other, not because I hate you, but damn, nigga, I want my shit sounding like this. I ain't trying to be the, you know what I mean, the weak link of the crew. So it also brought competition. And that's why New York is weak now, because a lot of niggas don't be in the studio together trying to outright each other. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't be like, I'm gonna try to body this nigga on here. Nems be bodying niggas though, on purpose. I love Nems. So he's on that traditional shit. He'll get on your track and body you on purpose. You know what I mean? So, there's a few niggas like that though. But overall, making music is just, it's so easy and it's so different. But I'm a hardware dude. I got the MPC 1000, which Lars professor introduced me to. I started on the MP60. I don't know how to use the SP12. I'm using the MPC1 right now, but I'm converting it to digital, meaning I track my shit on the Pro Tools, and I use the Pro Tools as my mixer, as stems and shit like that. I'm starting to learn that, so I can enhance my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, we was chopping it up behind the scenes when you sent me the pic for promo, and you sent me the picture you had Bimmy in it, and I was like, yo, I'm a Bronx dude, but I know who Bimmy is, and you was like, yo, this picture is special to me. Tell us why that picture is special to you and what it's like growing up in Hollis.
So I don't know if y'all seen Bimmy on the Math Hoffa show. He was talking about his nephew.
Yeah, I saw
what he did. He was talking about his nephew, what he did. He was running. He came home like, nah, I don't feel like running, whatever. That's him. But I knew him since he was younger, and he broke Mike Will and Ray Shrummett. You know what I'm saying? My little homie Joe, Bimmy's nephew. Because he's just Walker's cousin, and 1017 was so lit. He was just on the side. He rapped too. So that picture's important for a lot of reasons, because a couple of weeks ago was Farmers Day, Farmers Boulevard in Hollis, where LL Cool J's from. And we had it's like the second annual Farmers Boulevard Day. So everybody was out there. And, you know what I mean? It was so much love. And me and Bim and Neff and Joe took the shit. I was like, nah, son. Bim being who he is, I'm being who I am, and him. That was just like an ill unison of, you know what I mean, love and strength and a lot of history. You know what I mean? But growing up in Hollis, if you come out here, you'll be like, oh, nice. It's like South Central. Oh, it's nice. Motherfucking houses, niggas living good. You get your head bust. You some shit bust, bro. Like, I don't know what it is over here, but it's an aggressive environment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is aggressive over here, so everybody's on extra edge and shit. So growing up, I live in a section of Hollis, which I'm in the new Hollis documentary coming out by DJ Hurricane from the Beastie Boys and Hollis Crew. And he specifically had me talk about my section, which is called Woodhall. And they call it Wood City now, Yellow Tape, because the young homies that's doing the drill shit. But Woodhall is an area, Nathaniel Woodhall from the American Revolution in the 1800s, he fought in my territory. It's like a land that was fought in war. So there's a lot of spirits and vibes over here. He got caught not too far from my crib. I looked up the whole shit, like why my neighborhood is like this. Because we got his cannon in my school. It says Woodhall, and that was his cannon from the war, like 1860 something. I think he traded against George Washington or something like that. So my neighborhood, Woodhall, in particular, has a battle energy in it. So it's always aggressive. So I live in an apartment complex which is similar to like Park Hill in Staten Island. They're not projects, but they buildings. So surrounding my area is houses. So my particular environment was like project life, because I had niggas outside the building, pissy staircase, pissy elevators, niggas stashing crack in the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? It was like real project life. So I got to Hollis, niggas be on their porches in their backyards or be on the avenues and boulevards. So it was like an ill setting. And then the magic was Run DMC was out. LL Cool J's out. So I'm in my hood chilling. Run DMC niggas might just pull up on the block with 40s niggas and just post up, signing autographs and shit. He's like, oh shit. So, you know, I would say I'm traumatized to this day. A lot of gun violence, crime, crack, but at the time a lot of history, a lot of music, a lot of people with Ja Rule's from around the corner. You know what I'm saying? I seen Irv come through with DMX and them niggas back in the days to pick up Ja. You know, seeing LL and Run DMC, seeing Ed Lover, you're not too far. Like my neighborhood's crazy, seeing the reinsurgence of FUBU. Like I said in my rhyme, I must be stupid if I wasn't getting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what? It must be stupid if I ain't getting in. So the influence of being in Hollis alone, and I'm not even talking about going to Jamaica, South Side and Queensbridge and all that surrounding area. Just my shit alone was just magical, because it's like, yo, this shit is ill, son. The Def Jam, Hollis Crew. It was just so much. Like, nigga wanted to be down with Def Jam since I was a kid, and then 20 years later, I got down with Russell Simmons.
Yeah, how'd that come about?
It was crazy. So I was interning at Def Jam, but before that, my school that I went to, I got kicked out of John Bound. John Bound is a high school a large professor went to. I found out So many, I can't think, but it's a school that's next to Corona, Left Rack, and Elmhurst. So all the niggas from over there went to John Bam, but I went there because I didn't want to go to Jamaica. So I got kicked out of Bam, went to some alternative schools, and then I went to an alternative school that was opening internships. And one of the internships was Def Jam. And my school was around the corner from Hot 97 on Hudson Street. Def Jam was on 190 Varick. But they moved to 50th Street because Universal just bought them niggas at the time. Universal Music Group. So Def Jam turned corporate, and I went to 50th Street, which changed my life because that was where Murder Inc., Def Jam, and Rockefeller and Rough Riders started. We all was in the same building. And I interned for this lady, this white lady named Wendy. I'll never forget it. She said, it's closed. I can't open. I'm like, please. I gave her a puppy face. She opened Def Jam up for me. I went there. She sent me to this lady named Gina Kazi. I love you, D. Thank you. She rocked with international department, and she was cool with Lenny S., who I didn't know at the time who he was, but he would come through, and I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? But anyway, at the time while I'm up there, Ja Rule is signed to Def Jam, and he's from my block, and he's the hottest rapper. He sold 4 million records. I said, we Murder Inc. at, nigga. I'm running. Murder Inc. was on the 29th. Def Jam was on the 28th or 27th. Anyway, I found my way to Murder Inc. and his manager, Ron Robinson, my man Ron Gutter, he's from around the corner from me. I grew up with him. He got caught up in the federal case. You know what I mean? And thank God he stood his 10 toes down. And he, you know what I mean? He kept it tall. Now he's a movie producer and all that. But Ron wound up being Ja's manager because they smoked weed in the hallway together before Ja got signed to Def Jam, and Ja took him on tour. And he just wanted to be his manager, and then he wanted to be his real manager. So I get up to the office, I see Ron, I'm like, nigga, Gutter, I'm up here, what up? He's like, damn, son, I ain't bring you up here, fuck it, you good. So I started hanging up at Murder Inc. every day. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing all type of shit. I seen Supreme like twice, bro. I seen Supreme, bro. And, you know what I mean? I didn't know who he was at the time, and he was like looking at me and shit. And I found out who he was. I was like, I ain't going up there no more. Not because I was scared. It was just the energy. The energy, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And they wound up getting raided by the feds not too long ago. So let's fast forward. So I'm up at Def Jam in the system. My man Poop, I do music with. He's in my crew. He's working at gym. What's that shit called, man? It's one of them gyms. It's not Crunch Gym. It's some gym with an S in Manhattan. What's it called?
Equinox.
Planet Fitness. It's another one. It's Equinox. It's at Equinox Gym. So this dude named Kenny Lee comes there. Kenny Lee is Russell Simmons' driver for 30 years. He just retired. Kenny Lee's a friend of my mom. Right. So my man Poop talking to Kenny about the phone. He's like, yo, this is my man. He got music. I had it on the CD at the time. We was pressing CD. He's like, Lord Nez called me by my government. I know that nigga since he was a kid and his brother. Kenny come. I'm like, yo, Kenny, I'm up at Def Jam, son. Yo, word, I'm gonna come through, pick you up. Come through, we start smoking. Second time he comes to Def Jam, he picks me up in the Benz first. Second time he's in the Navigator. I never forget, Silver Joint. He's like, I'm going, I gotta go pick up Russell, come on. I said, what? Nigga pick up Russell. Russell hop in the back seat. He said, yo, Russell's my little man from the hood, he nice. He's like, oh yeah? Let me hear something. With lit. He's like, oh yeah, let me hear something. So, yo. So I spit like that was my last rhyme that I was ever gonna rap. He's like, oh shit, you don't want to live? He said, oh shit, you don't want to die? You want to live? I was like, fuck you think, nigga? He said, yo, I'm about to get my man Glenn. Glenn Friedman is the first photographer of Def Jam, Beastie Boy. He's like one of the first photographers in Russell's crew, documented all that. Ricky Powell, all them niggas before Ricky Powell. So Glenn comes in. I didn't know who he was at the time. He said, Glenn says you nice? Fucking with you. I spit. Nigga Glenn looked at him, shook his head. Next you know, I'm at this nigga crib, son. Right before 9/11. This is the 3 days before the towers fell. He lived across the street from the towers on top of Burger King. We smoking a blunt. I'm smoking a blunt with this nigga. He take a pull. So when the towers fell, I'm panicking, calling this nigga like, yo, that nigga move, son. All I'm gonna say is this: the inside told the nigga to leave.
How about that?
So when the towers fell, he already was gone.
Say less.
You know what I'm saying? Word. So that's how deep this shit runs. Like, so I got down with him, and I thought he was gonna sign me, which if I would have played it right, probably would have happened. But he had me doing music. I did a song for him. He loved it. And then I just started wind up working at Rush and Fat Farm. And then I guess, but it was good. I'm glad he did it because he trained me for the business. So I learned how to make clothes. I was working at Fat Farm. I was working with the head designer, my man Kevin, who's the head creative director of 300 Entertainment now. And Kevin did the Baby Fat logo, the Fat Farm flag. He did everything. He generated over $1 billion worth of sales for his design. So Kevin's like my best friend. So he taught me how to make clothes. But all I wanted to do is rap. And I'm like, yo, y'all telling me, they were saying I'm signing Def Jam, explaining to me, but I never signed a contract. But my dumb ass didn't be patient, and Russell dropped the music group later. But long story short, I wowed out. A few things happened. Me and Russell bumped heads, and he let me go. And I was on my own after that, and Prodigy pulled me up. Because prior to that, Prodigy wanted to meet Russell Simmons one time, and I didn't know that Havoc shot one of the niggas by accident at Def Jam when he was a kid in the stomach.
Yeah. I heard that story.
Yeah. So
I heard that
Russell
story.
hated Mobb Deep because of that shit, bro. I didn't know that. Russell hated them little niggas, man. And
they went up there to play their music. They went up there to play their music, and he clapped them.
Bro, it was an accident though. You know what I'm saying? It was just showing the gun, like, yo, it's a boom. It was like, oh shit. And that's when they run into Q-Tip. Because Q-Tip was outside and shit after they ran. And he was like, yo, what y'all niggas doing? And Q-Tip took them under the wing and shit. That's a whole nother story though. But Russell hated them. So I'm like, yo, they want to do a Mobb Deep sneaker because I met Alchemist first. I called Alchemist crib one day and Big Twins pick up the phone. I said, yo, this Twins, your voice, I know who you are. And then it was like, yo, P want to meet you, son. I brought P up to Fat Farm. P loved me so much. I introduced him to Russell and run the same day, bro. He knew him, but it was just an ill shit. He wanted to do like a Mobb Deep Fat Farm sneaker. But Russell was like, fuck them, I ain't doing that shit. So I was fighting for that shit and then go out. Me and Prodigy became cool. You know what I'm saying? Me and P wanted a mad tight. So when Russell let me go, P had his situation with Jive Records at the time when he was doing America's Nightmare. Yeah. And I was fucking with Infamous and shit for a minute. And then, you know what I mean, I fell back. And at that time, I did a song with P. We did Beats to the Rhymes Over. I did a song with Capone and one from Dead Prez and a few others. So I had some ill features. This was like 04, 03, 05. So then later on down there, I did my own thing and then P signed a G Unit. And that I wasn't around for that time, but I seen him. And one time I seen P in front of Def Jam. He's like, yo, son, I'm about to have a meeting with Jay-Z. I said, what? He had a meeting with Jay-Z because they got Sam Scarfo signed Def Jam at the time. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. And you know, P got locked up around 2009 for the Hammer. And one time he invited me to a big family dinner. And it was like an intimate dinner pause. And when he got locked up, I said, nah, son, I'm gonna make sure that I can't forget this. On top of that, the first person to take me in after I started working for Russell was Nori. Can't forget Nori. Doug Down Entertainment. He had a studio called the Hood Lab. I seen Mariah Carey buy the beat from Scran Jones, pick the beat from Scran Jones that day. I was there. But Nori had a studio and he loved me and he had me around. And CNN had a little breakup at the time.
44 years.
44 years, man. So him and Pone was having issues at the time. So Pone was doing Pain, Time, and Glory, and then Nori did his shit. So I was like in the middle of it, and when I stopped, I don't know what happened to me, stopped going to the studio. It wasn't nothing bad. But then Pone scooped me up, and he was signing Koch, and I took him to Sam Ash, and I told him what kind of Pro Tools and computer to get, and I helped him record Pain, Time, and Glory. Nigga, that was a single, son, and 10, 20 years later, got like TikTok viral, son. So through all these shits, after Russell, then I got back up with Pete, and we linked up for the dinner and all that shit. He went to jail, and then I got a letter from Mid-State Correction saying Utica, New York, and that's where my mother's from. That's her hometown, where all my aunts is from.
Say word.
Ain't this about a bitch?
I used to
I
live
can go see my family. See, my family. That's what I did a song called "Hell Up on Corn Hill." Corn Hill is the hood in Utica, and my man King Benny's from Utica. He's a producer. So
I had a store right off of Genesee Street.
Oneida Street.
On 9 at Genesee.
Genesee Street, yeah.
By the YMCA. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go there when I was a kid. That's my mom's hometown. That's where all my uncles from. So I met King Benny because King Benny was visiting Prodigy up there too, and he wound up knowing my whole family. So long story short, I did the whole bid with P 3 years because my family was there, and I would go visit him. And then when he came home, I would link up with Son at the Infamous studio, and you know what I'm saying. My man Cootie that did the Yeezus joint. I said, yo, Cootie, man, come to Queens, bro. Film my man Prodigy. It's up. It's called Creative Control. So basically, on the Infamous shit we was at the studio, Cootie came through and did a vlog for us. And this is at the time we was streaming thisis50.com. And it's up. Creative Control presents Prodigy, Welcome Home. And I introduced the shit. P was doing push-ups and shit. You know what I mean? Yayo was there. And moving forward, I introduced Prodigy to Beat Butcher.
Yeah. Yo, you got a lot of relationships, man. You got a lot of relationships.
Yeah, like I didn't want to give you all of this because like the story's long. I wanted to bring this like a small story, but you know what I mean, we here now. But I seen Beat Butcher at Prospect Park one time. And I'm like, yo, son, I'm about to go to Mobb Deep studio right now. You coming with me? He said, what? Imagine somebody coming to you saying, yo, I'm about to go see P right now. Come on. And you from London, you from another country and shit. He believed me, but he didn't. So I bring him to the studio, bro. They streaming live, bro, on This Is 50. I said, yo, P, because I was telling P about B. Butcher in the jail letters. I said, I met this nigga named Butcher. He's like Alchemist on steroids, which I feel he is. Alchemist is Alchemist, but B. Butcher is like this shit is like steroids, you know what I'm saying? Dark, like with his thickness and his heaviness. So, yo, this nigga played 4 beats, my nigga. What's the first one? I think was Skull and Bones. Shut the whole studio down, son. And P rocked with him that first night, and the rest is history. So when P rocking with Flea Lord and all of them, you know what I mean? That's how Butcher got him with Griselda and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, so it's lineage, but I low key orchestrated that shit from behind because before Flea was to hang out with P and shit, I was around the studio, and then I fell back. Me and P bumped heads. I ain't gonna get into it, but we made up. The brothers bumped heads, and P started hanging out with Flea and all of them. And I think he told him about Griselda. I'm not sure. I think P said, yo, go fuck with Griselda. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that shit came about. And Beat Butcher started fucking with Griselda because of the P shit. And they heard, you know, they knew who he was. Yeah. And he was the only producer that could make grimy shit but play it loud. He don't sample.
Yo, let me
you know what I'm saying? He's a real musician.
Did you notice a transformation in P from before he went to prison to when he came out? Because I noticed the difference in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, first he was hungry, he was healthy, he was big, and yeah, if God willing, if he was still alive, bro, he would have been on the top shape, man. Like people, you know, P was on some shit, like his style evolved a little bit. You know, he got lazy supposedly at a certain time, but when he came home, he was on his shit. Hey, yo, he would read his book, and I do this technique. I took it from him. He read his book. He had books. Like, he wasn't no phone nigga. He would write on his book. And then when he rapping like this, holding shit, he have a little bop. Like he rap, then we rap and nigga bop and shit. You know what I'm saying? I took that shit and I picked that up. You know what I mean? That is just flawless, man. Watching Mobb Deep record was one of the best experiences I could ever see.
Yo, P was on that.
I helped A&R. That's why me and him connected, because we used to talk about that shit behind the scenes and shit. Yeah, supposedly, he wrote a letter to me that was exposing the whole shit, talking about Hove and all that, and the shit got intercepted. You know what I'm saying? I never got it. But he was talking about all that shit. But we used to talk about that face to face. But I meant to add on too. I helped A&R the Bumpy Johnson on EP.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all heard that one.
Yeah,
man. When he first came home, he did mad songs, and I sat with him, and I'm like, yo, you pick that one, that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot about that one too, man. There's so much shit I'm missing out, but I was just going through the timeline. Right, and then after P situation, I met Ralph McDaniels. Yeah, man. And Ralph McDaniels came into my life. I reached out to him because I started Nostalgic, right? That's my brand. Nostalgic started as a Tumblr. And I wanted to pay homage to all the pioneers like Dapper Dan. Nobody was checking for Dapper Dan 8 years ago. People walk.
I'm glad you mentioned that because
all the people that did shit.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, nobody was checking for them. So yeah, my blog post was dedicated. So I would just do like videos and like little write-ups on them, like a fake journalist. And then it turned into like I started selling snapbacks, holla snapback. I said, yo, niggas wear Compton hats and they're not from Compton. Niggas wear Hollis hats and they're not from Hollis because my hood is different. Yo, son, that shit sold out like hotcakes. I didn't even know what to do, bro. Shout out to my man 40-ounce Van because he inspired me. I seen 40-ounce Van make $50,000 in 2 minutes off of his hats on Twitter, my nigga.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So I did the snapback. And then one day I read up on the snapbacks and I lost my shit in Jersey being high with AG the coroner at a pizza shop. I left my shit. We walk in, I realized I lost my hat. I'm like, oh, I was gone. So that inspired me to make polos and t-shirts and like started embroidery on that. So from the nostalgic shit, then I took it to a step further. I reached out to Cootie from Creative Control and shit. And I told him my idea. I said, I want to interview Ralph McDaniels. I want to interview Abel Walker, and I want to start a nostalgic series. Low-key, Drink Chance is influenced by me. I love you, Nori, but that nigga see me interviewing legends, giving flowers to legends. It's documented, it's up there. And Ralph's brother told me I'm the reason for the Video Music Box documentary because I sparked the light.
Wow.
Look at niggas fucking with Ralph.
That's a good documentary.
Yeah.
Doing that, by me and Cootie doing what we did, boom. So I did the Video Music Box joint, and I swear to God, my uncle that just passed away, he took me to see Ralph. And that's the same uncle whose son showed me the Video Music Box tapes when I was a kid for hours. So I'm with Cootie and I'm telling Ralph all this shit. So we do the joint, then I do Abel Walker. And the shit, it didn't do too good, not too many views, but I put it out. And I wouldn't say I got discouraged, but I didn't continue with it. Because I was planning on doing more and more motherfuckers. And then I forgot what it was. It wasn't nothing bad. And then I just started doing the music. And then I get up with Lost Professor. You know what I'm saying? But prior with Ralph put me on Video Music Box. I was on his show like mad times. The nigga played my videos. I was doing co-hosting. Anything I could do to help. I was like a fake intern for Ralph on purpose. I didn't need to. But I wanted Ralph to know that, yo, son, I respect you so much. I want to learn from you, and anything I could do to help, I'm with it. And he made me Video Music Box family to this day. And I'm on the mural. I'm on his mural. My name is Sasha Jenkins from Massapil is on his mural, bro, by the airport on Astoria Boulevard, bro. I can't even put that shit in to this day. Like, so his documentary came out on Showtime. My man Eli, shout out to Eli. He did the Nas joint on 21st Street. With the Mike Tyson shit.
Yeah. I see.
You know what I'm saying? And he also did the Prodigy shit. Him and my man Jeff did the Prodigy mural that got the face. So I knew Eli for a minute. So one day, God bless the dead, we had Sean Price mural celebration in Brooklyn. And he's like, yo, you can link me with Ralph, man. I got an idea. I want to do a mural. I said, what? Hell yeah, because I've been wanting to honor Ralph with a mural. So he's working on a documentary at the time. And it worked right on time. They did the mural and they put it in the documentary at the end. And Eli put my name on the side of it. Thanks to Lord Nez. So I went from meeting Ralph to interviewing him to actually wind up on his mural. And then at the Video Music Box premiere in Harlem with Nas, Ralph's brother pulled me to the side. He said, yo, this is all because of you. What? And this is Ralph's brother, son. Like, you know, niggas be overprotective of their family, new niggas coming in and all that. Yeah. His brother, blood brother, shout out to B Mac and the woman. He's like, yo, you started that, you set it off, bro. And I can't soak it in. I'm still missing shit out. But so after Ralph comes, me and Ralph rock, I meet Large, but I knew him already. But it all comes from Ralph, because at the hip hop we had some shit called the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival. They stopped doing it, but it was big every summer.
Yeah, I remember.
Ralph had an idea to do live at the barbecue. He wanted to do live at the barbecue over. You know what I'm saying? So it was me, AG the Coroner, my man Mike Hands from Brooklyn, Napoleon the Legend, my man Chuck Diamond from Brooklyn,
reach out to
Joe Fatal, and a few others in Large. Yeah, man. So we rehearsed and we did live at the barbecue, and I did so well. The nigga Large took a liking to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the day I met Westside Gun and shit, because I told him all my family from Utica. I knew Westside before all that, not before him, but right before that. I caught up with him. I was at the first Fly God listening party, and then I ain't seen him, but I seen him recently. I said, "Yo, son, I ain't see you since you got what's good, son." And he got humble, like, you know what I mean? It was love though. He ain't act funny, but so I met him and that same day. But moving forward, I was at the Soho House in Manhattan, Lost Pro. I never forget. This nigga come up to me and give me a CD with no cover or no case, just a blank CD. He was like, "Yo," he just pointed like, "Nah, that's, you know what I mean?" Yo, I was with AG the Coroner. Nigga was mad cool. Nigga left like, "Yo, son, we got a large pro beat, nigga. What's cool? We outside in front eighth Old Papaya, 4 a.m, my nigga. It's mad cold listening to his beat." So I followed up with Large and I started going to his house every day. And I'm part of the last era of the Queens Slam, because he's not there no more. This nigga me beats for 8 months and write rhyme. I got a whole album with him, son.
I can hear it in your music.
I got a whole album I did. He gave me mad beats and I recorded a whole album. But on top of that, I used to be at the other spot we used to be at, and he had all his records did. So one day I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Nah, son, yo, you be a fool, bro. You around Large and you got access. You got the actual record that was sampled by It Ain't Hard to Tell. You got the actual records that he started sitting on that joint. He come in the crib one day.
Main song.
He said, "Yo, you did that?" All that. So I'm making. He said, "Yo, you did that?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Yo, that shit hard. Do it again. Next thing you know, son, I'm at Q-Tip crib, word of my dad, son. Like 2019, it was his mom's birthday. Q-Tip's mother's birthday. Hey, and I played a few. Lars was like, he put me on the spot. He's like, "Yo, play some shit." I was like, "What?" Go ahead, son. He's not aggressive, but he a B-boy. He talk like a B-boy, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, "Yo, shit." So I play some shit. Man, nervous, yo. The nigga Tip start picking up his bass, my nigga, and start playing over my shit. And this is like,
wow.
I would say I'm way better now, man. I ain't gonna front. This was like, my beats was hard, but the shit that I got now, shitting on that shit. So that put the ultimate battery in my back that day, done, and I left, and I'm here now. So for 3 years, I was just making beats in the crib every day, you know, bars coming through, and I started rapping over my own shits because, you know, Lars is not saying taking too long, but I was eager to put his shit out, but he had me in training, and I didn't know about it, but it was supposed to happen. So I started doing my own shit. So I made like 3 albums off of my own beats, and you can hear the evolution because I didn't know to mix. I didn't know nothing. I was just like, "Yo, let me just do it." So the NYC Native was just so special because that's like my 3rd, 4th album that I did fully produced, but you could hear the evolution of it, like nah, son. And this year, for me, practicing and rapping over my beats to actually taking it serious, I got my first placements as a producer. I did Iman Thug intro. That's why I'm on here now. Iman, shout out to Iman, my man 5 Mics. You know what I'm saying? He's something special. His story, we talk about him. Long story short, he became a millionaire off of some stocks and other things, and he invested in his career. He used to be fucked up in the streets. He came to New York City last year and shut the whole city down. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Came through and dropped $2 million on the town. Bought jewelry, paid for features, all that. Fat Joe made him Terror Squad. So long story short, I produced on his album.
I like that New York shit, yo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why Diddy talking that New York shit, but 5 been on it. Like, niggas be watching my man 5 Mics, and then, you know what I'm saying? But that's another story. So Lord Jamar is a mentor of 5 Mics. So we in the studio. And let me tell y'all niggas that got big ass studios. How y'all gonna have these big ass studios and the great man like me brings my beat machine, and I'm trying to load my beat machine so I can track the beat properly. Y'all talking about y'all ain't got no wires or you don't even know how to hook
They don't got the wires.
That shit
I know what you're talking about. They don't got the wires or connections.
The shit was an $80,000 studio. It was plush. It was all white. It looked like you could be in the Sprinter or some shit. Like it was like just some plush shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And the old homie's like, nah, I don't even know what this is. I said, nigga, it's a beat machine, bro. It's called hardware.
They're looking
It's
for
hardware. You hook it up to the software.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I can't get no audio out my beat machine. Five's like, yo, I need some beats. Load me up. So I got played my beat machine through headphones, and Lord Jamal's right with me. Shout out to Lord. We two Lords. That's the original, him and Finesse. I played Five like fast tempo. The song that I gave Five Mics was a song that I did, right? When you see me come and get the fuck out the entrance, I sampled Ghostface, and I took the Let the Rhythm Hit 'em drums that Large Pro did. Ill, like, mystical sample. And I did a song to her. I was going to put it on New York Native. But I sacrificed. For some reason, my younger self would never have done it. But me being older and mature, not holding on and being attached to my music, knowing that it could possibly be something else, I said, yo, Lord, I might have something. I played the beat for Lord Jamal. He said, that's it. Give it to him. So now we trying to convert the beat. These dumbass niggas don't know how to, you know what I mean? I wanted to track the beat, but it was 2-track. So I had to send a nigga the MP3, son. And they stretched and all that. But Five did the damn thing. You know what I mean? I was tight, though. I'm like, nah, nigga, supposed to sound bigger. Like, So Five Mic shit came, and then nobody knows this. This is the first announcement, because I think it's coming out this month. I'm on Onyx's album coming out. I got 3.
Yo, congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Congratulations.
That's a peace move. Right?
Thank you, man.
Yo, you got me hyped. Play some joints. Play some joints.
Let's do it, man. So
I talking about all these tracks.
To hear Ferjo and Sticky rapping over my shit, bro. So that's where that Drink Champ shit coming into play. Because I went with Onyx to Rock the Bells. Ferjo brought me to Rock the Bells. Also, just a real nigga. Like, yo, come on, son. Coming with us. Yeah. So they rocking at the end. And I'm standing there watching them interviewing Nori from the hood, that hood lab. I interned at, I never told you this, but I interned at Penalty Records before Def Jam. I forgot about that. So I knew Nori since a little nigga. So when NORE came out, I was an intern there. Facts. I remember he bought the silver GS Lex and all that. So I was there, and Lord Superb was around Mega, but I had disappeared. When he saw me with Russell, he said, yo, you an ill nigga. So that's how, you know what I mean? So last time he seen me, when I brought the kid Nucci to see him, because I wanted Nucci to see Nori and get a pep talk. We saw him at the W Hotel, took a picture, and he was proud of me that I got somebody signed, and he was just giving Nucci a pep talk like, yo, I mean, you with Lord, I got you. And I haven't seen him since. So I'm sitting in the crowd watching this shit. He's like, yo, that's Lord Nez. I didn't think the nigga was gonna stop the shit mid-taping, and I thought they was gonna edit it because they stopped the filming. Yeah. Bro, that nigga showed that love, son. It was like, wow. Fred was like, yeah, son, he came with us, dog. You know what I'm saying? But me and Fredo connected through my man Mustafa. Me and Fredo knew each other, but my man Mustafa, he was like Steve Lobel. We working, the ball-headed dude on Instagram. That's partner with Burner. Steve Lobel's from Holland. So my man Mustafa used to hold Steve Lobel down on some gangster shit. And Mustafa was in New York, and he passed away this year. So Fredo was at the funeral, and the next day, Fredo came to my crib, son. We made the beat together. He met my mom. She said, Quincy, cute. She called a nigga cute from Moesha and shit. She was mad happy. My mom's done met everybody. Erica Badu done came to my crib, all that, but that's another story. But from there, me and Fredo got mad tight, and one day, he sent me some acapellas. He was like, yo, son, niggas did these beats. I don't like these beats. Let me see what you could do to it. And I made 3 beats around the acapella. That's what's so special. I made these shits on the spot, like cooked it up. And me being an Onyx fan, I wanted to tap in. And I got the niggas sounding like 90-something, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God.
I met Sticky for the first time. He was like, oh. Yeah, and when I met Sticky, Fredo was like, yo, that son that did the joints on the new shit. He said, oh, word? those are some of the illustrations of the album. I'm like, oh man.
Yo, yeah, impression. Yeah, impression.
So I got some new things coming up.
You heard your impressions.
Yo, that's another gift I got. So I can do that. I'm not iller than Jamie Foxx, but I got niggas down pat. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that shit. So yeah, I'll play with beef, man. But we could keep going. There's so much elements that I missed out, but I'm high and you know what I'm saying, smoked in and just. But it's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? We could go through a little. Say that again.
I said you produce all your own shit then.
I can play some beats. Yeah, the last 4 projects that I put out, I did all of them.
You must have been busy, bro. In 2020 during the pandemic, you put out 5 projects, bro.
Facts. I was feasting, bro.
Listen, bro, and I love them all. You know, from Welcome to Queens all the way to Lyrical.
Oh, the only one. Thank you, man. The only one I didn't fully produce, I only did one on that one, was 2020 EP. And the reason why I did 2020 because I wanted to document that year. Because it was an ill year. So I started off with a song called New York Drill. I did that on purpose, but I took a drill sound and hypnotized the listeners, but I was talking about y'all niggas need to stop killing each other, y'all wilding. You know what I'm saying? So that was the message of it, speaking from the OG. And at the time, it was only the Wolves and the Chews. It didn't even get to the Bronx shit. So that was a small EP. And then I did 2 projects called Transition and Evolution, which I got the beats from the internet. And I was inspired by this Icy Twat. And he fucks with Divine Council. They like some young niggas from Atlanta. And they did a song with Andre 3000 called December Remix. And that shit was so banging. Like, I'm low-key, I'm a boom bap nigga, but I'm into all types of shit. Like, I like just fire. Like, it don't matter what region you from. If
dope is dope.
So Icy Twat is a trippy producer, and I kind of wanted to make a project that sounds current or sounds like now on purpose for myself, because I don't want to be put in a box. It's not about, staying to your lane, because I feed my fans. I'm a boom bap nigga, but at the same time, I just wanted to show my evolution as an artist. That's why it's called Transition and Evolution, because I made the transition to the evolution. Those 2 covers, I'm in Cali looking at palm trees and shit, so the whole vibe is like different. So I didn't produce none of that, but everything else from like 2018 and up, I did all of it. Queens, Welcome to Queens 1, 2, 3. New York City 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Queens EP. I did like 2 beats on it too, but everything else is just me working. So I must have recorded over 80 beats, bro. 90 beats.
You got a lot of
New York Native, you can hear the growth, which I like about New York Native so much, because I took my time. I took my time on the other one, but I really took my time as a producer, and you can hear the growth. And Ralph McDaniels told me I was mine. He's like, nah, son, I listen to that shit, son. And even my streams, I'm not into it. I don't stream that much as a whatever. I don't care about that, but I noticed that shit is different. You know what I'm saying? So if I remain consistent, I'm gonna be on to something.
Yeah, you got the right trajectory.
So I also want to invite y'all, if y'all in the tri-state area around this time, I have to put the flyers, but it's another debut announcement. I'm doing an event, my first event ever. I could have did it, but it's called Lord Nez and Legacy Presents Smoking Beats, where niggas gonna be coming through smoking weed, chilling, listening to beats. And it's gonna be hosted by M1.
Yo, Rob said, I love that.
Yeah, M1 from Dead Prez is hosting it, and Large is gonna be DJing, and he might do a little secret. He might do a little set with the beats too. But we're gonna have a production. We're gonna have a beat competition, and the winners have a session with Dead Prez while they work on their new album. Potentially might get a placement if they rock with it. So we starting a movement, y'all. Shout out to everybody doing their thing, but in New York, the culture is so segregated and all that. We need a new place where all the creators can come together and just build with each other. It's not just for producers either. It's for MCs. Just create people who just like to smoke weed and just vibe out. And I got a feeling we might make history that night, son. Large got his network, and one got his network, and I got mine. So when we put the flyer out, I don't know who's coming. Niggas is popping out. Oh, y'all invited exclusively. You know?
Yeah,
when I get the flyers made and all that. Yeah, this is the first time I even announced it because I'm learning you can't announce nothing until it's dead, and the motherfuckers got juju, do all types of shit, fuck your shit up, bro. So I'm teaching y'all too. When it's stone, that's when you move forward, but never, you know what I mean? And you don't even gotta talk, it's the action speed. But while we're on here, we're talking, people will be watching. I want to promote it. So this will be my first event. I know I've been in the game 20-something years, never did an event. It's time now, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's dope, man. That's dope.
So we could play some beats if you want. I don't know how much longer y'all got.
We got like 10 more minutes. We gotta play some
Mega listening party and shit. Let me see what I got.
We'll definitely check out that Mega after this, bro.
I bet. Y'all can hear it?
Yeah.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Seeing each other, happiness just won't come my way. I feel a thing tomorrow, I see no promise. Yesterday was like today.
I like my piece talking to you. I like that shit to talk to you like.
Tomorrow, I see no promise. Yesterday was like today.
That's the hook right there.
Okay, all right.
Woo. I like how you said you sampled
from the OGs and Cadillac. Feel me? We're gonna let that bass line rock. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's all about programming, right? When I program, man, I like using I don't like my beats to be boring. So I like, you know what I'm saying, making this shit take you there different directions. So let me see. Shout out to Nice and Smooth. I got a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. I got a funky rhyme with a funky style. Let me bring this shit back. I'm playing this shit on real time, y'all. Straight loading up from the machine. I could play it from the computer, but I like handling it better. I don't know if y'all know this sample. We made this from Bad Boy compilation. They did some shit, but I always liked this shit. Boom did something to this, I think, but I just wanted to flip it over. I'm saying some smooth shit like. Bring it back like. Oh man. Hold up.
Listen.
Yo, you know what I noticed, Nez? I listened to your catalog, and what I noticed is that
yes, sir.
the progression in terms of like the sequencing, like as you've gone along, I see like the difference in like the sequencing how you call it, your beats. Yeah, that's
Yes.
how you call it. Like you see the growth.
Yes, you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The growth, man. So this one is oh man, like that's why the joint I did the B-boy shit. That was like,
yeah, I love that beat.
I felt the growth when I'm like, nah, what the fuck is this shit? Check this shit. This is crazy. I sent this shit to a girl named Cookie Kawhi.
It's crazy.
Right. So I like making fusion shit too, right? When I say fusion, I like taking boom bap shit and fusing it with new niggas. So I took Travis Scott and mixed him with some boom bap shit.
Nostalgia.
Be like,
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype. Throw that to the side.
what?
I get those goosebumps every time.
Hold up.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the
It's the intro. This is how we started off. Wait till the sample coming crazy.
I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, when you're not around me.
It be like,
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype. Throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, when you're not around me. Throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype. Throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, when you're not around me. Throw that to the side.
you know what I'm saying? Just that. Like I be having fun doing this type of shit, bro.
Yo, I see you like a historian in the game.
Straight. I'm a robber nigga in the alley. Shit.
New York niggas on the crazy.
Yo, shout out to Fresh.
New York niggas on the crazy.
I want to do this shit with mad upstate niggas from the whole state. Like,
Niggas on the crazy. New York niggas on the crazy. New York niggas on the crazy.
New York niggas on the New York niggas.
That's definitely a Griselda beat.
Yeah.
That's definitely a Griselda beat.
That's the shit. The music speaks to you, so you gotta.
This is what happens when you mix The Weeknd and Public Enemy together. That's the 5 mics right there. Woo. Shout out to EPMD. Yo, y'all noticing the different styles too that don't come with it? It's all different styles. Like, yeah, that shit bugged out right there.
I'm here.
Master Ace shit, boy. That was my joint off of Master Ace.
Woo, shout out to Master Ace, son. Wait till the breakdown comes. We keep it fresh. Shit is fresh. Oh
your sample selection is so
like
clean,
I sample.
Yo, Nez.
Thank you, man.
We gotta end the stream. So give some shout outs, but I wanna build with you behind the scenes when we get off. Give some shout outs real quick before we end the stream.
All right, Dan, to be honest with you, I just want to shout out all my friends and my family. If I say y'all individually, it'll be too long. I want to shout out first and foremost this wonderful podcast, y'all three brothers right here. You know what I'm saying? For being so true to the culture, just so being so real with it. It's just taking time to hear about me and letting me tell my story on your platform. I'm blessed and I'm honored. I want to shout out the whole hip hop community. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out, you know, my neighborhood, Woolhole Ave, Howard, Queens, the whole Queensboro, the whole New York City, everybody that's around the world, each city, each town that's trying to do great things with their art and make a name for themselves. And most important, it's about the message. You know what I'm saying? Because what we doing is elevating, we building, and we not destroying, we adding on, subtracting, and we doing this for the next generation to come. You know what I mean? So shout out to my Video Music Box family, and shout out to my man Mega tonight, man. It's his night. Celebrate, man, the realness.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
Shout out to Emo